Hey guys, this is KillerRob speaking, and in today's episode of Great Engineer, Terrible Driver, we are going to design a 2010 track coupe in automation and hot lap it in BeamNG.drive on the automation test track. What driver score will I achieve today? We shall find out. Alright, 2010 it is. That means all the bodies are available to us, and we do want to make a track coupe. Well, track is very sporty, quite uncompromising two-seater. So I think what we're going for is this one. It says convertible, but if you look in here, the variant overview, you see that not all of them necessarily are convertible. There's the Coupe. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we are going with the small wheelbase one. I want to have a nimble car that spins so fast around its own axis that all my slides will result in very beautiful 360s. Okay, sounds like a plan? Yeah, sounds like a plan to me. Okay, quite uncompromising. I would say that uncompromising, but not... Oh, important, the track category is not a supercar. It is not a supercar. It means it's not very expensive. It is a lot of sportiness for a low amount of cost, and basically compromises a lot on the not much at all. Compromise 90% towards no comfort. Yes, I think that's accurate. You get an ass cushion. That's all. That's all you get. Yes, very comfy. So while this option here is not properly implemented yet, there will be SMC in automation in the light campaign, and that will be based off of fiberglass. So in production you would then have the option to switch over to the SMC sheet molded compound. That's basically modern fiber strengthened plastics, I think you would call it. Has the disadvantage of expanding a lot in heat, which makes for wobbly cars. But I mean, who cares about a wobbly car if it's really fast around the track, right? And then, yeah, perfect. Light AHS. That is basically the lightweight version you can build out of this chassis. Saves a lot of materials here and there, instead of putting that extra strength into making it safer. So that is a good option, and of course longitudinal. And I think we are going to go with an all-wheel drive setup because, well, that's a modern way of doing a track car, isn't it? But maybe that's aiming a little too high. Maybe that's actually aiming a little bit too high. Here I'm also just going for double wishbone instead of any fancy pushrod suspension, because that's more into the super hypercar. Oh, the heart of this kind of car. Yes, but yeah. Think mid-budget track car. It will be hard to resist this. Oh no, I can't. Sorry, I can't resist it. It must be a boxer, or we could go with a cheap V10 or something. V10, that is something I would like to have in there too. Sounds awesome. Considering we are going naturally aspirated, I think I want to rev a bit higher. The boxer would limit me quite a bit for revving. Maybe I should go with V16. Just add a few cylinders. It's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not within budget, sorry. So yes, we do want to rev this thing, and this engine bay is already getting a little full. I don't need that much. Yeah, I want to keep it lightweight. I don't need that much capacity. We're going to make up for it by revving it to the moon. And I'm going a little bit over square. Because race engine. Because race car. Yeah. I think 3.2 liter V10. That sounds amazing. That thing will rev. So now that we have saved money, we can probably put it into... No, not titanium. That's way too expensive. Lightweight forged stuff. Compression, I'm going to aim at 11.0. Cam profile, probably around the 80 mark. Maybe 85. but VVT for the low-end purpose. And naturally aspirated, direct injection, nope, not direct injection, way too long engineering time and too expensive. That is not necessary, really. And throttle per cylinder, that would be nice. That would be nice for the response. I think we're going with this. That does, ooh, how much does that add? I hope not too much. No, not going with race, even though it's a track car. Having a few filters on top, that makes sense. Having this kind of setup, yeah, that's very fancy, but also sucks in babies and eats them for breakfast. We're going to run on premium fuel, and here we can really rich it up. Although I don't necessarily have to. That's a bit far, but if you're not doing it for this kind of car, then for what car are you doing it, right? So yeah, let's go with kinda, oh no, 12.5 is the maximum for this one, which still is somewhat reasonable. If you go into this territory, then you're almost losing power because it's going so rich. For the ignition timing, we aim something 75-ish, and revs, I think this thing can do 9,000. Long tubular, not race. Long tubular is just fine. Race we wouldn't be able to mass produce it. And I would envision this one to be built in a small-ish factory, but still have decent output. So, yeah. We have to invest in a high-flow cat. No first muffler. Never put a first muffler if you only need one muffler. And then we go with the straight through. Nice and loud. Oh yeah, that is quite something. We can rev higher. Alright, let's rev to 9.8. Now we just need to check. Ooh, this is getting long already. Can I invest 2 in there? Yeah, I can. And amp this up a bit more. Oh, this is getting crazy good. And we still have some fuel octane left. Let me pump that in. And what more can we do? We can up this slightly more. And are we done here? This is looking absolutely fantastic. What does the oh, wait a second. Oh shit! We have so much more in here. Hell yeah. I think that's amazing. Yes, yeah. What a great build, I think. This will be just fine. 381 horsepower. This car will be super lightweight. How much does the engine weigh? 140 kilos. 381 horsepower. I think that's a pretty good ratio. So, let's have a quick look at it. 40 valve. Yeah. Let's have a quick look and listen. Oh yeah! And with a bit of exhaust below there too. Yes! Alright, the coupe it is. Oh, nice body. Will be very... will be very balanced. Because the passenger cabin is so far back. We can make it even smaller. And I think I'm going to morph it such that I have an easier time designing it later, like this. Just give me a flat space there. The wheel arches look decent enough. How large tires can we fit in there? Maybe the rear needs to be bumped up a bit. Yeah, it's looking good. Front is good though. Okay, let's continue. Okay, new paint, yes. What kind of color do we want this time? Let me try something out. How about a really nice darkish red? Looks fancy. As always, we're going to do the main design later on. First, we complete the technical design of this car. So 2 options really. Longitudinal rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. Let me first try a rear-wheel drive and see what it does. That would be the more purest option. I think a car like this should have a dual clutch setup, especially considering what the engine is. 5 or 6 ratios, probably 6. Second gear to 100, so that we get the maximum acceleration out of that to 100, so that our stat sheets look phenomenal. Geared limited slip diff makes the most sense for a sporty car, unless you have big bucks and go for electric limited slip diff, with all the electric magic happening. Hogwarts in the gearbox. Sports compound, radial, yeah. I don't know. This one probably needs... Doesn't need super wide tires, I would assume. It's a small car, after all. Like 235s, maybe? And considering it's pretty balanced, like the engine is up front here, but doesn't weigh too much, and then the basically stripped down interior is in here, which also doesn't weigh much. Should be good like this. Profile, I'm aiming for around 40 for the profile. Let me just switch out the wheels real quick. They are... oh, aero wheels! Yay! Nah, not really. Let's go with something standard like this. Rim material, yeah, let's go. Or alloy, that should be good. And now, sporty. It's a lightweight car, so we don't necessarily need carbon ceramic, as long as we can size them well enough. So I'm going with a reasonably low piston count, but a big brake size. Maybe 2 piston up front at 320. Oh, that's large. This is very large, but maybe we need it. Then 1 piston in the rear and probably something 275-ish. Pad type, oh well, around 70 would be nice. It is a track car, but it is not a prestigious track car, so I'm going with semi-clad. That gives just a little bit of extra top speed, but not that much. Fully clad takes a bit of extra engineering time, and downforce is just, it's for bonkers cars. Probably will have to put on a wing and a lip on this one, so that we get a little bit more downforce going by this. It's also cheaper than engineering your under tray to be sucking off the asphalt off the track every time. No extra cooling airflow. Who needs that? And now, should we go 1 seat or 2 seat? With 2 seat, we should be more compatible to other demographics. So I think I'm going 2-seater because I do want to make a car that actually can sell to more than like 2 people. So now the difference. Okay, we have weight 31 kilos and we're weight 38 kilos. I think we can afford the sports interior, but then we go with something super lightweight, and that would be none. Or maybe that's too heavy. Basic CD maybe saves us from being utter shite in many demographics, and this remains to be seen. And here, steering, we should not cheap out at all. That should be good. Either you go with none for this one. Depending on how heavy this car turns out, this might be an option. If it's, nah, it's 2010. This one won't be below a ton. And the engine is in the front, so I think that will be electric variable. For the traction aids, interesting. ESC would probably be in a car like this, but let's go with some older option. And basic safety for all the weight savings. Yep. I think what I'm going to do is go standard, but really good on the dampers and really good on the sway bars. Oh my, oh my. Well, we are not allowed to drive this car on the road. Well, that's a bummer. We do have to up the safety rating. So let's go with standard 2000s. Yes, there we have it. And the highest rating is in track. Second highest is in light sport. As expected, but this is not looking good. That is way too oversteery. So I'm bringing it back 200, 195. Okay, from here we can actually check. Although now this one is too far down. That is not what I intended. Yeah, that's looking better. Okay, we do want to have the sportiness on the red line for maximum sportiness. And drivability is still very high. It's good. Comfort isn't 0, which also is good. And how low is the car right now? Still looks decent. We can lower it more. No bottoming out. We have a very low roll angle. This is close to supercar level. Yeah, that's about what we are aiming for. So now for a bit of more tuning. This is sorted out. We have pretty good stats here. The braking. Oh my god, the braking. Definitely going with one piston. That was way, way too much. And I'm going to set it up such that the front always locks up first for this one. It's not perfectly balanced. Could go a bit higher stats like this. But, yeah, that still should lock up the front first. Oh yeah, one thing to note here. If you switch to no entertainment whatsoever, then track doesn't really care. But look at how much the comfort stat just tanks. It's terrible. A bit more fine-tuning in the suspension done. This is all looking good. And now I think I just want to try out if... Oh, first, let's take a look at the markets. Yeah, I think we're going to sell a few of these cars. This is looking really nice. And light sport premium, track premium, sport budget even, sport. Almost 100 in sport. That's good in the later years. But yeah, now I want to try if all-wheel drive maybe makes it even better. But going for the more advanced traction aids definitely helped. Everyone likes this. You can always disengage it, so yeah, who cares, right? Holy shit, okay. It looks like we have to go for active sport. That is just amazing. So much better. Now we're making it a super modern car. And also, oh right, because we are using the all-wheel drive, our steering behavior has changed. And well, our optimum for steering behavior has changed. And now we can re-optimize for more sportiness. I didn't do that before. Let me quickly just reshuffle. We're getting close, but maybe I can reach the same thing with a bit of a smarter move. If we manage to put the large tires in here and then reshuffle these values so that I can have equal size tires, then I'm saving a bit of money. About $500 to be exact. Oh yes, they really like that optimization. Okay, now we have equal size tires front and rear. And now we check out the markets again, and beautiful. Yes, that is exactly what we need. I think I'm quite happy with this one. But what I'm not happy with currently is that second gear doesn't go to 100. That is such a noob mistake. My marketing department is sending me bomb threats already, so let me just quickly fix that. So it looks like we have created a pretty much all-round answer to light sports and track. And even a bit of sports car in there for a very reasonable price. Because all of these categories are still happy. Let's see what the Farinians think though. Ah yeah, a bit of the budget categories go away, but they like it even more in some of the higher up categories. And now, time has come for the terrible designer to design this car. Let's hope for the best. 2 hours later. Yes, indeed. 2 hours later. And this is what came out of it. The Venaris QX10? No, that's not German. QX10. With the QX10 being the engine. Which has its engine variant, a 3200 QCR. Yes, quad cam race. And there you have it. Oh, looky. It almost looks like a car. I'm quite pleased with it. It isn't too shabby. The rear took forever to get right. I had the grill and taillights way too far down for a long while. But now, this is pretty good. Maybe they're a little droopy? Let me fix the droopiness. I don't like droopy headlights. Yeah, they were a little droopy. Droopy is not good. There we go. Come on, 0. Yes, 0. Better. Now, we need to reconsider our aero setup. Oh, holy shit. Yes. Well, I do like more downforce in the rear, that's for certain. But we do have both angles available. Let's have a quick shove of that as well. I think that works. Just have a little bit of extra downforce, basically 0 effect in the front, and then building towards the rear so that we have high-speed stability. And if we look at the steering, that still looks very good. I do need to re-optimize for sportiness. There. Okay, it's done. The Venaris QX10. Oh, yes, let's export it after we head to the test track. Test track first. Here we go. Automation. Oh shit. Oh, this is the new build. Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah, new map. New map, it's awesome. Oh yes! Oh my god! Oh, this will be wicked to drive. Oh, I'm scared already. I'm scared already. This thing is quite brutal. One thing I noticed on the track, which I had to correct, is that because of the extra downforce, we obviously have less top speed. Just 250 kilometers an hour. But I mean, it's a track car. How often do you actually reach top speed, right? So that's just a bit of retuning of the top speed and spacing, and that should be fine. So let's see the actual finishing time. And across the line in! Holy shit, that thing is fast. 207, basically, 207. Oh, there we have it. It does look pretty good. I mean, I've definitely designed worse. And the export is finished. Let's head over to BeamNG.drive. Oh yes, there we have it. The Venaris QX10. And look at the brake lights, yes, the central brake light is so cool. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay, yeah, this is not a bad car. And listen. Oh yeah, nice little V10. So now I need to kind of have a little test drive. Oh, by the way, I got a new graphics card since last time, so I can probably record this on high settings for the first time. This thing is a beast. It is damn fast and drivable. You see that? Do you see the ESC? I've turned it off and it's pretty drivable. That is a good sign. Are you ready? I know I'm not. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let the screaming begin, both inside and outside of my passenger cabin. Everts and S's, taking it easy through here. Still very fast, of course. And, yes, okay, now the sliding begins. Wow, this thing is so fast. Brian's bend. Just a little tap on the brakes. Ooh, that was close. And banhammer head. Oh yes, nice through here. This is a little hard to judge how fast you want to go through here. Oh, that wasn't optimal, but... Oh, I touched the wall there. Fuck. Not quite clean, but damage is minimal. And damn, that's fast. How do we get through here? Just a little lift off. Yes, good. Full throttle once again. And very slight braking. Very slight braking. Oh, almost. Oh, that was not optimal, but yeah, well, I'm a terrible driver. There we go. And early braking for this turn. Killer up chicane. Oh, brake, 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 brake. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Adam's Apex coming up. Okay, good line, good line, good line. And out of here. Yes, full throttle. Cossack corner coming up. Brake, 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 brake. Oh, the wall's coming close. And brakes again, 4 lamps up. Whoa. Oh, that wasn't too terrible. And full throttle to the line. Here we go! Yes! Whoa! Oh shit, that wasn't too bad. Holy moly! Holy moly! Okay, a 212.4. Now, little Killer Up needs to do some computing. Oh shit! In the background we crashed. And we're back in automation. And I have the data. So, in automation, this car got a 2 minute, 6 second and 93. And in BeamNG I managed a 2 minute, 12 seconds, 44. That leaves us with a driver score of 95.8. I'm surprising myself right now. But I think it is just that this car is actually fan-fucking-tastic. And because this video is going up right when the update releases, I would advise you to actually go down into the description and download the car, but also do so for my last 3 videos. All those cars are now working in automation with the newest version, and you can export them and try to beat my mediocre bar of a threshold to beat. I hope you enjoyed, and see you guys next time!